I actually recommend this for everybody, of course, like where you really do give yourself a little break, even if your lifestyle isn't one where you're always grinding away. Give yourself a little break and don't overstimulate at that time. So what happens is that you're sitting outside like I was this morning because the cleaners were here and I was in their way. And so I sat outside for a little while, even though it was cold, and I didn't do anything. Now, I mean, you guys know I do this all the time, but just an example, I didn't do anything. I just sat there and looked at stuff. And then I would have a thought about something. And then stuff starts coming up. like, oh, and like, then I started to ruminate about some things I fear about. And then there was this other thing that was really exciting, you know, and I got a new toy on Monday. I bought a new car. Not that I need a new car, but it's really, really cool. It's so cool. And so I got this car. And so like, I was thinking about my new car and how fun it is. And like, just stuff like that. I mean, it was nice. And it gave me like literally about 35 or 40 minutes of like respite where like, it doesn't mean that I felt awesome the whole time. I was like, fear stuff was some of other things, but it's like, I reconnected. That's only 30 minutes. Now I do this all the time and that's why it happens pretty quick. If I just sit down, stuff will happen and I kind of think about it. I honestly think that's more of living a life than out there doing things all the time. And so anyway, I really encourage you guys to do some of that where you really do just like not overstimulate. Like, nothing, like don't do TV, don't do anything for a day. Just give yourself a day of as little stimulation as possible. It's really interesting what happens. You'll notice that you're more tired than you thought you were. That's one thing. You'll notice like things in your body. It's good. And it would be a good thing for you to kind of like do after such a weird year.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a really, really weird year. Okay. I can't stress that enough. Like, hopefully we'll all look back on this and be like, wasn't that crazy? That time period? I hope. Fingers crossed. Because if next year it's like still going on, I'm going to be like, oh my God, what are you going to do? You know, I'll just give up though. I'll just be like, whatever. It's the way it is. So do a little bit of like checking out without stimulation. So that also means that you don't smoke weed or drink. I'm saying like you actually have a period where you're sober and checked out. Because people are pretty good at being like, I'm going to smoke a bowl and not worry about it. Or I'm going to do this and not worry about it. But that's a whole different animal. I'm talking about you don't smoke a bowl. You just sit there. Just see what it's like. And if you do this, I'd love to hear next year on our first call, like how it went for you. Because it's not something people do. People think I'm so weird for doing this. I'm like, what is wrong with you? They're like, you're just sitting there? I'm like, yeah. Why don't you try it? It might change your life if you were on Instagram every second of your life. So I don't know. It's like, I don't think it's that weird. It's actually really healthy, but is anyone going to try it?
I'll try it for sure.
Okay, good.
I already do that.
I knew you were going to say that.
A lot of mornings I'll just wake up, drink coffee and kind of just stare out the window here at the ocean. And that's about it.
I feel you, brother. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, that's the thing. You know, like when I bought this house, moved out here, I was not going to do it like unless there was some kind of a view. And then I had to make sure it was the right view because I was so used to looking at the ocean like every day. And I was like, there's no ocean. What am I going to do? And I get these beautiful sunsets here. And so it like makes a difference. But so how long have you been doing that, Dan? Like, is it just a part of how you've always been? Or is it something that you started doing at a particular time?
I would say that's been pretty regular for probably the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And you do it in the morning?
It tends to be in the morning. I don't do it every morning because usually I do it when I'm not headed anywhere.
Yeah.
So this morning, for example, I wanted to go to the gym right away. So when I have something like that in my mind, I just tend to head out right away. And that feels really good too, to not really dilly-dally. I don't look at my phone or anything like that. But probably like 3-4 days a week, I will just.
I think that's really cool.
Hang out.
I mean, that's a form of a meditation practice. It doesn't have to be fancy. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Like, that's a form of meditation. You're just staring at stuff and sitting there, having your coffee. Like that's good, you know. And you do generally kind of operate a little bit more chill vibe than a lot of other people. I know it
Yeah,
could be
I
because
hear
of,
that from time to time.
yeah, you do. It's because you've definitely got a Hawaii vibe at this point, you know, like it's a certain vibe that Hawaiians have, and you have it. And so, like, a lot of it is that maybe just sitting, not just surfing, not just being a part of that culture, but just the sitting, you know, it really, stuff comes up, but it's got a settling feel. I don't know. I really love it. And it's just weird because you're not doing anything, but it's great. Okay.